So basic introduction we have done what is ERP, what is SAP, and why SAP is the better ERP other than other ERPs existing in the market. Later we discussed what is the use of ERP also by taking example of one uh, retail store. After that, what are the different modules we have discussed, and technical, techno-functional, and uh, functional modules. We discussed SAP basis architecture also. What is R1, R2, R3. So till here it's completed. So let's see in depth of R3 architecture, how a R3 architecture looks like. What is a presentation layer? What is a application layer? What is a database layer? And how it's what is the meaning of multi-platform support? And these all things. What is a client server architecture? We'll see all this. So if we see SAP R3 is built as a successor of SAP R2 and it's released in 1992. Again, as a successor of R3, SAP ERP is built. It's built on introduced in 2004. Same ECC means Enterprise Central Component or Enterprise Core Component we call it. So if we see the difference, what is the differences both will have? So real-time three-tier architecture, presentation, application, database layer will be there. And if you see, it was the first client server based on ERP system by SAP. SAP built client server based ERP system with this R3 architecture. It focused on business modules like finance, HR, and logistics. A traditional client server architecture mainly focused on on-premises deployments. As per my knowledge, we don't have a cloud initially, so it's a on-premises deployments. On-premises means the particular organization who is going to implement R3, they will purchase the server first. They will 1 minute. Okay, there are right fine. So next, after deployment, did not support NetWeaver. NetWeaver is a in ERP NetWeaver platform is introduced. So at that moment when R3 is there, NetWeaver is not there. Limited capability to integrate web services. Suppose if some activity the organization wants to perform from website based, so those integrations were very limited in the R3 and support traditional databases only like Oracle and DB2. No longer supported currently. End of support is 2015. Now R3 systems are there for few organizations, but if any code fixes or any errors in the programming, if they raise a case with our SAP ERP, so SAP won't support these issues if the user is facing. The support is ended in 2015. As a successor of this SAP R3, ERP entered into the market, introduced in 2014 as part of Business Suite. So they have introduced in a manner like SAP ERP with Business Suite. So if you Business Suite means we have some set of modules all together they will provide. Again, it's a successor of R3, offering enhanced features and flexibility. The features are enhanced. So designed to support service-oriented architecture, web services integration also. As here web service integration is not there, in ERP it is also introduced. Next, same architecture, three-tier architecture only, improved and a NetWeaver platform built, which allows integration with web-based applications and cloud servers also. It supports Unicode and multiple database systems. Unicode means it supports all the languages, all the recognized languages in the world. Unicode means and multiple database systems. Here we have Oracle and DB2, but here the databases are increased. different type of databases supported by SAP. Based on SAP NetWeaver platform, it supports web services, enterprise portals. Enterprise portal in the sense web-based portals where employee login and perform some activities of theirs, and mobile integration also. So easy integration with third-party applications and cloud services. So here they boarded databases support like HANA, Oracle, Microsoft SQL, and other databases also. SAP continues to provide support for ECC. It will end by 2027 because, as I said, ECC is also now old. The successor for ECC is S4 HANA. So as of now, it is 2027. It may extend up to 2030. After 2030, there will be no ECC also. Now let's see what are the advantages of SAP if we want to install in a organization. First of all, SAP is a independent software. What is a platform means we'll discuss here. First, to install a software, we need a server. Okay, this server contains initially some operating system. Okay, operating system which is like Windows, Linux, Unix, AS400, Solaris, uh, something like this. So if I want to say it's a platform independent, if in the server, if I install a Windows OS, it should work. If I install a Linux, if I install a Unix, if I install AS400, something like that, it should work. As per my knowledge, I'm not sure whether it supports AS400 and Solaris. I never worked on these OSs, but it works on Windows, Linux, and Unix platforms, as per my knowledge. So, which is we have many possibilities to install SAP. So that's why a platform independent. Again, so operating system is done. Again, next step, if I want to install this SAP ERP, this is only SAP ERP can do only data processing. Example, you want to check some inventory, what is my stock? It can do the processing, but if it wants to check, the data should be presented somewhere. That is definitely a database. So, so to store the data in SAP, to store the data, to retrieve the data, to retrieve the stored data whenever we need a database. So in database also we have some options. As SAP ERP can support Oracle, MS SQL, DB2, next Sybase and MaxDB, and latest database is HANA. So again, if I want to install my SAP, I have some operating system options, I have some database options. So SAP, again, SAP is a platform independent means these are the platforms. The platform means it's a combination of operating system and database. To install SAP, we need operating system plus DB. So I have operating system 1 2 3 4 5 options. DB I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 some options like that. So which means I have some options here, different databases, different operating systems which are supported by SAP. SAP is not suggesting to use only this. So this itself called platform independent service. So this is platform independent software. That's why it has more capability. Like customer can use it according to their business needs. That's why it has some advantage. Again, if we go ahead, we'll see what is R3 architecture now. So SAP ECC is also working on R3 architecture only. It contains three layers: presentation, application, database layer. In simple words, it's called a client server architecture. So here users, I'll show you first a simple architecture diagram. So if I want to install SAP, so this is my database layer as we are discussing. This might be my application layer, and this is my office one which is located in Hyderabad, HOD office. This is my office 2 which is located in Bangalore. My office number 3 which is located in Chennai and Kolkata. Some other, it might be Pune office. So if we see, these are the offices which I have, or these are the supermarkets which I have in these locations. So when a user wants to connect, he will connect from his PC. Let us say I have two PCs in Hyderabad, which a user wants to connect from my office. From Chennai, two PCs are there for me. Mumbai also two, Pune also two. So these eight PCs from where the user is logging in, this is called a presentation layer. In presentation layer, what they do, they will present some data, which means they will send some inputs and they will look for some output. So he may give some sales order. Sale should happen and user should get, the particular person who is sending this request should get some bill. Then he can give the products to customer and he can take the money that will be recorded to sales team will do whatever they want to in further. So this first box where we have user PCs. User PCs in the sense in supermarket they want to do some billing from PC. Those kind of end user PCs called presentation layer. So what they will do from here, they will present something. They will do some inputs. They will expect some outputs. So this is my application layer. So where I will, when uh, this user asks some data, my SAP server will do some processing here. The logic will be in SAP only. So in application layer, we will be not having application one only. We may have one, two, three, something like that. We will have a number of applications. So SAP ECC, let us consider application one. Again here SAP ECC application 2. So in future we will discuss how we will configure this application 1 and 2 to connect with these offices and present us a service. Let us consider, giving an example now. Let us consider only my particular server is configured in a way Hyderabad and Chennai offices will connect to application 1, and let us consider Mumbai and Pune offices will connect to my SAP application 2. So when a user sends a request to SAP, application. So it takes and it looks what is his request. He wants some data to be presented. Maybe let us consider this is a banking system. So a bank employee from Hyderabad logged into the server and he is asking, some customer came, he asked last 5 years statement. So he is looking for the particular bank account last 5 years statement. So when he requests that, SAP will do processing. Okay, so on so account. It does not contain say data. It only can do logic. So it immediately goes to database. Okay, immediately it goes to database. That's why it is called database layer. So immediately when it happens, this particular one will look for accounts book where it exists. See, entire database is in the form of some rows and columns in a traditional database. So every data will be stored in a table. When we discussed about database classes, we'll discuss more. So let us consider this table is having some data of accounts. So it will look for specific account. So once the account is selected from the SQL query, it fetches the data and immediately it sends the data back to the application, and the application will send the output to this guy. So from a presentation layer, user can see what he requested is appearing or not. So this is how the particular SAP applications and database layer will help users to provide their data. So if you see here, users PC, users can access SAP system in two ways: through SAP GUI, through web browser. There are two options. SAP GUI means I'll show you. I don't have it here. I'll show you in tomorrow's session. So there is some graphical user interface. Some let us example see. If I have Edge, I have Windows, Excel, PowerPoint like that. SAP has some tool called SAP GUI or SAP Logon Pad. That through that user can log in, or through a web browser also user can log in. It is called front end. Only the front end is installed in the user's PC. So the user who is available in the organization, all the users will have only the particular front end tool installed. So this GUI, what I am saying, GUI, graphical user interface, is called front end tool. Only this GUI front end tool, which is small software, it is only installed in this user presentation layer. So total server is installed here and database is installed here. So it's called front end. Only front end installed in the user's PC, not the application and database servers. So if I install this application server and database in this Hyderabad office or this user's PC, I have to install this database for every person or every office. Then it's not a centralized, right? So some sales are happening in Hyderabad. Only that is recorded there. Chennai office will have another database. Mumbai office will have another database. But I want to see this entire operations from somewhere in my corporate office. I'm sitting somewhere ideally in a corporate office. I want to see entire operations from this database. So this central, if centralization is not there, if one database is not there for entire business, I can't see data in a single way. If I want to do some calculations, I have to connect Hyderabad, Chennai, Mumbai, Pune individually. But in this case, as we discussed in the first session, SAP is a centralized software. So whatever the locations you have, maybe you have your business across the globe, you'll have one database installed in somewhere in one location. So front end tasks user request to database. Front end takes the user request to database server and application server. This front end takes the user request to application. This application will take the request to database. Whatever he wants, it will fetch back and gives back to this user, whoever is requested. Next, application server. Application server is built to process the business logic. Business logic means here what I said earlier. Maybe I want to know my bank balance now. Maybe my ATM is not working, my net banking credentials is not working. I haven't linked my account to any Google Pay or Phone Pay kind of things, UPI apps. So when I go to bank, I'll ask the bank officer who is providing me a service. So and so my 12345 account number is there in your bank. Can you check and let me know the bank balance? What he will do immediately? He will check. He will log into the server via his user ID and password. He will log in into the SAP and he will give some. He will go to some account section and he will check. He will give my account number input and he will submit that. Once he submit, it may connect to one of the application server according to the configuration. How a basis guide to the configuration. In future sessions, we will do that. And this will go to the particular bank database and look for my account number in the particular table or particular report where it's stored, and it finds my account number here, example, and from this it fetches the balance. I have some 300 rupees in the bank. It will inform the same to application will inform same to here. This guy will see that and inform to me. So this particular request which a end user is giving is called business logic. It might be a bank account balance check, it might be some statement I am asking, or I am depositing some 10,000. What it has to be done if I deposit 10,000 from this particular PC? So when I give the money to the banker, he will check the money, he'll put it in his place, and he will enter here my account number and he will add 10,000 rupees to my account. So earlier it is 300. If we zoom in this part, see this is a imaginary thing. It will be not a table like this. It's imaginary thing how a data processing will happen. And my account balance is 300 now. When I install 1,000, it will become 1,300. So this insert, this is called insert. In SQL, this is called insert, or the banker is inserting some new data to my account. So this kind of thing is called business logic. The workload is distributed among multiple application servers, which means the request what I am sending to this applications is called, these lines are called workload. So this application server is having workload of Hyderabad and Chennai office. As I said earlier, this is having Mumbai and Pune office. Or I can give balancing workload also. Which application server is free, you assign the work to that. That is called load balancing. Basically, this load balancing is used in real time scenarios for us. Then if application 1 is available, it will take the request. If application 2 is available, it will take the request. So this is in that way. So it will be configured in future sessions. Till then, you imagine like this. Application 1, I'm giving some configuration. 2, I'm giving some office configuration. It is taking. So with multiple application servers, the user can get output more quickly, because if this is busy, this will help via load balancing concept. If this is busy, this will help via load balancing concept. Or some, due to some reason, my hardware in application 2 is failed. Hardware in the sense some CPU or memory got failed in this server. So at that moment, I will inform all my 4 offices. So you don't log in for your normal operations for next few hours. Due to some emergency situation, one application went down. But whatever the minimum requirement situations, you use the software. And I'll send all this traffic Mumbai and Pune also to this first application only. Like this I can run my business in any of the situations, and I can bring back my application to immediately within some time, whatever the issue we have according to that. So with the multiple application servers, user can get output more quickly and more availability also. Application server exists at a remote location as compared to the location of the user PC. As I said, this application server, these application servers will reside in a remote location compared with these user PCs. As user PC is in Hyderabad, there is no need to put these application servers in Hyderabad. It may reside in some other location also. As I said, Hyderabad, Chennai, Mumbai, Pune. My central operations is on Kolkata, let us say. So my Kolkata team built this ERP setup. Or in Kolkata, in my corporate office, we have a separate corporate office. There we built this setup. So in Kolkata office, we will be having application and DB, and it is supporting to across the globe or across the business areas to help on this. That is called remote location. Remote in the sense it will be somewhere which is not in Hyderabad, Chennai, or some other places also. There is no need in that way. It can stay anywhere. Or nowadays we are having cloud. It may resides in cloud. Cloud will stay in some other places. Maybe in India, if we choose AWS, we have two or three locations in India where the our servers are existing. So in short, as a normal person, I don't know where my server is really existed, physical server. Even though it is providing services to our all offices, where this SAP server residing in remote area also. Now database server stores and retrieves data as per SQL queries generated by ABAP and Java applications. So what does it means? So as I said, just I'm removing these lines to give you a clarity. As I said, this is SAP application. In future, this is called ABAP system. In future, we will discuss about Java systems also. So Java systems and ABAP system, whatever the server is giving, this particular logic to database and retrieves back the database logic related data. So database stores, first it stores the data. When a particular ABAP or Java system is asking, it retrieves the data also as per SQL queries generated by ABAP and Java applications. These applications will generate the logic, and it will send the SQL queries to fetch the data. So database and application may exist on the same or different physical locations. Physical in the sense, earlier I said for these offices, this SAP server is remote, means it should not be in same position. But again, when we discuss only this part, when we discuss only this part, uh, by removing this presentation layer, if we discuss about only application and database layer, either this should be in same physical location in the sense same area, or also there is a chance for different physical locations also. Maybe application I put in this location, or in the same location I put in site A, which means building number A. Database I can put in building number B also. But again, both will be connected via internet or intranet. So if you see graphical representation for this presentation layer, like building desk or some other way of user screen, provides graphical screen to user. Graphical in the sense we can see, we can put some inputs, we can get some output. User enters data on the screen, shows processed data to the user. So this is what we can see. Application layer cannot see by a general user. It application layer can be accessed by basis specifically to perform some tasks. Even database layer also. Even all finance, HR, SD, all these guys will work on presentation layer only. Only basis will work application and database layer. Application layer again it processes data. Again I'm saying same. Processes data using application logic. SAP software itself designed in a way to provide user requested data to user by fetching data from database. Communicate with both the layers. It communicates to user layer, which is presentation layer. It communicates to the database layer also. Read write from the database. It reads from database. It writes some data to the database also. Database layer. Simply what it will do, it stores the data. That's it. A database layer won't do anything. It stores the data. When it asks the data, it will provide the data. So this is about the presentation application database layers, how these are designed. So tomorrow we will start to install these SAP in a Windows server first, so that how SAP server looks like, how we can log in and perform some tasks. So how to start these kind of basic things will start. So once that is done, you can practice start stop every day. Later we will start with when I click on the particular logon pad from presentation layer, how my request goes to application layer, what are the components involved in between, and how it connects to database layer. We'll discuss these two things. I'll show you complete SAP graphical things, everything tomorrow. So till here, I wanted to